Dear students, welcome to Social Science class of Kannur English Medium School, LRT. Today I am going to start the syllabus for 8th standard in Social Science. Social Science subject is having 6 parts in it. The first part is history, the next part is political science, then sociology, geography, economics and business studies. In all these 6 parts, we go on learning about the social, political, economical life of the people along with the historical events. Today, I am going to start the first lesson in history, that is sources. Dear students, the first lesson in history is sources. Sources means the basic needs what are necessary to write the history by the historians. In this lesson, we learn the main points such as the meaning of the history, how the history is being written by the historians, then what are the sources used by the historians to write the history, then what is the meaning of source, and what are the different types in sources. That all things we learn in this lesson one by one. Dear students, now we will go to about the meaning of the history. Dear student, history means the record of past events. It is generally said that history is the record of past events. Actually, the actual meaning of the history is the systematic study of the past events. The systematic study of the past events is only called as history, and the history goes on giving us information about the social, political, economical, religious, cultural lifestyles of the people of the past days. History is being written by the historians. Historian means a person who make detailed study about the past events of the people and write them in the form of a story or in the form of a book. They are called as historians. Or in simple way we can say that historian is a person who make detailed study about the past events and write about the past events. So how history is being written? History is written by the historians with the help of sources. That means the historians go on collecting sources of the history, put them under critical examination and analysis. After making critical examination and analysis, the historians come to a decision. After coming to a decision, they write their decision in the form of a story or in the form of a document, which becomes history. So in this way, history is written. Historians are just like advocates or lawyers. A lawyer or an advocate, before going to present his argument in the court, he will collect all the evidences and sources in respect of the case of his client. After making detailed study about the evidences and sources, the lawyer will present his ideas in the court. In the same way, the historians also collect basic sources of the historical events, put them under critical examination and analysis, then afterwards they write the history. Now, dear students, now we'll understand what is a source. Source is a basic necessity to write history by the historians. People want to live happy life. To live happy life, people create a lot of things and facilities. Such things and facilities are being used by the people for their happy life, and they are created as well by the past people as well as present people. The things and facilities created by the past people are still available. They are the great source to write history. All the things and facilities what are left away by the people of the past. For example, agricultural tools, coins, weapons, inscriptions, forts, palaces, temples, and any other religious centers, etc., are now the great source to write history. Written to write history, sometimes historians get direct sources, and sometimes they get indirect sources. Whenever the historians gets direct sources, it is very easy to write about history. But when the historians get indirect sources, they have to put them under critical discussions, and also they have to make assumptions and imaginations. Then afterwards they write history. There are written documents and literary works are also there. They are also great source of history in this way. Dear students, now we'll come to study about the different types of sources of history. The materials which are necessary to create history or to write history is only called as sources of history. There are two main types in sources of the history. They are literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources means the literature created by the past people. Archaeological sources means the things and facilities created by the past people. Literary sources are having two types. They are written literature and oral literature. Written literature means the literature which is in the form of writing. Oral literature means the literature which is not in the form of writing. Written literature is having another two types, that is native literature and foreign literature. Now we will go to study native literature, foreign literature and oral literature in this video. We will go to study about the different types of sources of history in brief. Types of sources. There are two main types in sources. They are literary sources and archaeological sources. I have already told you what are literary sources. Literary sources means the literature created by the different authors during the past days. There are two types in literary sources. They are written literature and oral literature. Now we'll come to understand what is a written literature. A written literature means a literature created by the literary worker in the form of writing. That means they have written their ideas in the form of a story, or in the form of a drama, or in the form of a poem, or in any other form of literary work. They are called as written literature. These literary literature are the very important source of history to write history, because they give lot of information about the social life of the people. They go on explaining, the written literature goes on explaining the existing aspects of the life during the period when they are created. Means they are created by the writers. The writers have created them looking towards the existing aspects of the life of the people when they were living. There are two types in written literature. They are native literature and foreign literature. Now we'll come to study about native literature. Native literature means literature created by home country writers. That means the literature created by the Indian writers about Indian lifestyle is called native literature. Literature created by Indian writers in Indian languages are called as native literature of India. In the same way, if the other country literature is created by the literary workers about their country, it is called their native literature. Now, literary works in India created by Indian writers in different languages are the basic source to write history. Such literary works are created by the past people in Sanskrit, Kannada, Tamil, Prakrit, Hindi, and so on, many languages of India. They are the great sources to the historians to write about the historical events. For example, Arthashastra is a great book written by Kautilya, is a most important source to write history about the history of the period of Kautilya. In the same way, Mudra Rakshasa, written by Vishakadatta, Harsha Charita, written by Bhanabhatta, Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Bardai, and such other great works created by the ancient and medieval writers are the great sources to write history. These books goes on giving information about social life of the people, religious life of the people, in the same way economic, cultural, political life of the people during the time when they were living. Now we will come to study about the foreign literature. Foreign literature means the literature created by the foreign writers in India. That means the foreign writers who visited India during past days and got experience of Indian life and recorded their experiences in their book. Such foreign writers who wrote information about the Indian lifestyle is a great source of history to write history by the historians. There are a lot of foreign scholars who visited India in a different way. Some foreign right scholars came to India as ambassadors. Some of them came to India as businessmen. Some of them came to India as officials. Some of them came to India as tourists. Whenever such foreign scholars visited India, they got a lot of experience of Indian social life, cultural life, economical life, and so on. They went on recording their experiences in the form of document or books. Such documents and books written by foreign writers are available today. Such available documents of the foreign writers are the great source of history. They are called as foreign literature. For example, Indica is a great book written by one of the foreign writer Megasthenes. Gokoki is another great written document written by Fahen. Siyuki is another one important document or book written by Huyen Tsang. In the same way, the book written by Ptolemy is geography. In such great books are many available in our country. They are being used as sources to write history by the historians, because these books also gives information about social life, religious life, and cultural life of the people of India of the past days. Dear students, there are some drawbacks or demerits of written literature. The writers in the olden days were under the patronization of kings or masters. Whenever these writers went on writing literary works, they have given more importance to their kings or masters. Because of that only, they have given more over explanations and loyalty to their masters. That is one of the common drawback of the native literature. The common drawback of the foreign literature is lack of knowledge and misunderstanding. There is a lot of misunderstanding in foreign literature because of lack of knowledge. These are the some common drawbacks of written literature. Now we will come to study about oral literature. Oral literature means the experience of the people which is transferred from mouth to mouth, from generation to generation. The people have transferred their experiences to their young ones in the form of folk songs, folk stories, ballads, legends, etc. Such type of folk songs, folk stories, ballads, legends are not in written form. They are in oral form. So only they are called as oral literature. They are transferred from generation to generation. For example, ballads on Kumararama of Bellary district, Chitradurga Nayakas, Channamma of Kittur, Sangoli Rayanna are having very great this. In the same way, legends. Legends means mythological story about a place. Every place in India is having its own mythological story. This mythological story is a great source to write history. For example, Bengaluru is having its own mythological story. Gokarna is also having its own mythological story. Mysore is having its own mythological story. Banahatti is also having its own mythological story. In this way, there are different types in literary sources of history. In the next period, we will learn about archaeological sources. Thank you very much.